a computer science degree. Now, I'm here with my friend Logan right here. I have my friend Logan. So Logan, go ahead and introduce yourself. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Naz. Thanks for giving me the invite here. I'm part of the Profitable Shortcut program over with Clever Programmer, and I've been doing so since June. I've learned a lot. I get to work with people like Kazi. I get to work with people like Sunny and Naz, and with Michael, if you know him, and Daniel as well. He's been on a couple of our streams. So all of it's really cool. In my day-to-day, what I do is I work at a cultural organization, and I kind of fit within the realm of IT and data science. So a lot of that is looking at our programmatic work and making sure that the data aligns and we're moving in the right direction towards the outcomes we want to achieve. So with that, I'll pass it back to you.
Awesome, Logan. Sweet. So today's topic is very quick, very simple, guys. Right? Is a computer science right for you? That is the question. Drop that in the comments, guys, if you have a computer science degree or if you're planning on getting a computer science degree. Also drop in the comments if you do not want a computer science degree, okay? If you just want to be self-taught, right? It is your choice. So, wait, hold on. So that is what we're going to talk about today. Let's go ahead and really quickly get into it. Hope you guys are pumped. It's going to be a good one. Now, very important, before we go, very important, we have a link down description for those of you who do want to be self-taught developers, for those of you who are looking to become developers, who want to become a React developers like me or Logan right here. We have a link down the description for a webinar on how to become a React JS developer. Okay, so go ahead, link in description, go check it out, and we'll continue on with that. All right, Logan, let's go ahead and get into it. So is computer science degree right for you? Logan, do you have a computer science degree?
I do. I graduated in April of 2020, so no convocation, but I do have a computer science degree.
Okay, cool. And I actually have a computer science degree too, but what I realized actually after time that I did not need my computer science degree pretty much at all because all of my jobs were from different things. Guys, hi Naz, Imad, what is up? Roshan, what is up? Ali, what is up? Guys, so good to see you all. John, Samarth, Wolfgang says, Carlos says, I do. Rashan, Vikshan, Nikhil, how are you doing, guys? So good to see you all. All right, let's get this going. Let's get this party started. Hey! Hopefully you guys can hear the sound effect. So Logan, sorry you can't hear that, but I can. Alrighty, so really quickly, is computer science right degree for you? Yes or no? I don't know. Maybe. So, with that said, well, yes, but actually no. So what is computer science? Logan, go ahead and give us the rundown here.
Yeah, for sure, guys. So if you Google what is computer science, and you look for your dictionary, the lines of like the study of computation, algorithms, essentially like how computer architecture works, and from basically the point at which you interact with the computer all the way through the circuiting in your computer and all the way back out to the monitor. So it's kind of a holistic view of programming, coding in general, but also a theoretical approach too. So we're going to be looking at, or as a computer scientist, we'll look at stuff like mathematics and kind of like how can they best produce algorithms and such, making sure that they use most efficient, or they do the best with the least amount of resources on their.
Gotcha. Okay, sweet. Let's get talking. So what can you do with CS, guys? That is the question, okay? Obviously, here's one thing that I would like to say. For me, computer science, computer science is like, the way I see it is, it's like, for me, it's like being an inventor. I am not even kidding. For me, it's like being an inventor. Right? You have this power in your mind to just simply basically create anything you want with simply just code. Like, how powerful is that? Okay? That's what I see computer science as, okay? Now let's go ahead and keep going. So, right, it's just some examples, right? What can you do computer science? Logan, obviously we can build applications like Tesla. You can build applications like Netflix. You can build applications like Facebook. What other applications can you build?
You can build all kinds of applications. So, I mean, we have a whole spectrum. A lot of what we do at Clever Programmer is going to be web development. So, actually, you'll be doing stuff like websites, full stack development, previous streams that we've been having, and even this React challenge. We're doing full stack applications with Stripe integration. We're building effectively an e-commerce site. But I mean, it's not limited to this. We could do mobile development. We could do desktop application development. We can do video games. It really the ends of which your imagination can go to. There's no limit. No limit.
Gotcha. Yeah, we have Ayush Weirdo says, I will study software engineering next 4 years at 39. That's amazing. Wow, I love that. Wow, at 39, that's awesome. So, yeah, like so many opportunities out here, guys. Everything around at this point is electronic. It is digital. You know, as we are talking to you through this camera, and you guys can see us right on YouTube. All of that's computer science. All of that is through software development. And I'm sure you guys already know because you guys are on here, and this is why you're watching. Am I right? Like, why are you watching this otherwise? Like literally, like, why are you watching this? Let me know in the comments below. I'm actually very curious. so that is the very interesting part, of course, right? So with that said, really quickly, let's keep going. All right, top paying titles for CS background. Here's some top paying, titles. We got .NET developer at number 10, around 94,000 per year. That is just simply insane. We also have IT. What is an IT auditor?
I'm not sure exactly, but if I had to guess, an IT auditor would be someone who, is obviously working with the IT space and more probably is taking accounts of kind of like what is necessary, what is needed as far as infrastructure with organizations. That would be my guess.
Gotcha.
These are all stolen from Indeed, guys. So if you go to that link up in the top, you'll be able to find the exact article that I pulled from.
Yeah. Somebody's like, data scientist is love. Ali says.
Yeah.
Data science is pretty cool. I like that too. Trust me. All right, IT auditor. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is IT auditor right here. Next time we got front-end developer, guys, which is front-end developer. I know you guys are in for that a lot. That's why you guys joined the React.js challenge. But boy, if you have not joined the React.js webinar, link in the description below. But front-end developer, of course, we have national average salary for that. For front developer is going to be $102,000, which is just, whoa, that's insane. That's pretty dang good, honestly. So front developers include things like, right, if you're a React developer, if you are an Angular developer, so, right, that's for example, like, right, React, right, if you're like Angular, right, anything that has to do with, right, with web development, that's going to be a front web developer. Correct, Logan?
Yes, very correct.
Yeah. Cool. All right, then you got a Java developer, right? Then you got at around 103,000. Then you got yourself a software engineer. So what is a software engineer? What is the big difference between there?
The software engineer is kind of a very broad look at basically. It's almost like you have to be the person that goes out, finds the client, listens to them about what they want, gets an idea of their needs, kind of goes back with your project manager, comes up with the idea about what product is going to make sense and work for them, create a budget, a project timeline, create the project. You're the software engineer, and then kind of make sure that it goes back to the client. So the software engineer is really about like creating applications that are, for commercial use.
Got it. So, okay, applications for commercial use, but it's also very a general name in general as well, right? So with software engineering, like when you search up on Google, you're searching up for software general engineer, and that can pretty much lead you to anywhere that you want to go. Software front end development, back end development, right, and so forth. Then you got yourself a network security engineer right here at around $115,000. Then you have yourself a mobile developer, $115,000 average salary. That is insane, guys. Okay. Then you got yourself a data scientist, $121,000 salary. Wow, data scientist, 121. Wow, and that's probably gonna go up as well. Then you got a DevOps engineer. What is a DevOps engineer? Can you explain that really quickly?
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, if you've never heard DevOps before, that's okay. If you've heard of IT and you're familiar with what an IT professional does, then you're in luck. A DevOps engineer is essentially an IT person on steroids. So if you can think, whereas IT is going to be helping people who are, working with the Microsoft Office applications, or if an IT professional is going to be someone who installs Windows on your laptop for your coworker, a DevOps engineer is someone who's going to take that to the next level. They're going to be working directly with developers, and what they're going to do is they're going to be doing stuff like setting up virtual machines. They're going to be setting up like Ubuntu operating systems on virtual machines on like Amazon web services. They're going to be setting up teams of developers, making sure that they're all ready. It's going to be managing all the version control and making sure that that's all functioning correctly. But holistically, what it's really trying to do is really push towards that philosophy of continuous development and continuous integration that we'll cover later in the slides.
Yeah, exactly. So for those of you, I'm actually really curious, guys, who here is kind of going towards more, like which side are you going more towards, right? I know a lot of you guys are front-end developers. A lot of you guys are going to become React professional developers, because you guys joined the React.js challenge and built the Amazon clone. I know that for sure. But yeah, let us know in the comments below right here, and let us know what field are you more interested in, right? So that's gonna be the interesting part. Other than that, let's continue on. So we have DevOps, and the last one's gonna be software architect. And what is a software architect, really quickly?
Yeah, so if you guys don't know Daniel, I believe Daniel's job is quite relevant to software architecture, but the idea behind software architecture is it's kind of like aligning the stacks of technology and making sure that they all make sense. So it's it's going to be like, you want to build an application. You have a MERN stack, which is like MongoDB, Express, React, and sorry, what's the last one? I can't remember. But anyways, it's like, are we going to do that, or are we going to switch out for a PERN stack, which is switching out Mongo for Postgres? So it's kind of like stuff like that, but we're doing it large scale. We're working with really big applications that could use 40 different pieces of technology, and we need to kind of see how they all fit together, and we need to work within that space.
Yeah, so it's like, for the way I see software architecture, and the way I know, because I've done software architecture, is, for example, you being able to understand the whole big picture of a piece of software, right? So the way I see it, it's like you being able, it's like if you have the architect, right? An architect goes in and has the plans for the house, right? Lays out the plans for the house. It's kind of like that. So plans, it's kind of like creating the plans for the house, right? Kind of like that, right? You know how you have that drawing, right, for the plans of the house? It's a similar situation in an architecture, and when you design software architecture, especially when you're going into building huge applications, you're going to design software architecture. You're going to look into, where is my front end contained, right? In that front end, how does my front end look like? How am I going to actually lay out all the files for my front end for the developers to go ahead and develop on? Here's an example. When I did software architecture for an application, this was back then, like I was doing it for service.com. This was a really cool app that we were building, and I literally had to lay out, how are we going to test our app? How are we going to, how is the application going to be divided up? For example, I'm going to have this folder. I'm going to have the folder for all of my components. I'm going to have all the folder for all of my kind of big picture pages, which is, for example, the home page, the About Us page, right? The dashboard page, and so forth. And the naming convention behind it was very thought out, right? So it's being able to understand the naming convention. How does your application, the layout of your application, all of that, right? Because that's very important, Logan. That is very important, the way I see, right? It's very important because if your application development, like the application you're working on, is hard to develop on because the files are all over the place, there's no proper standards for how things should be, it's just going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess.
And that problem only gets worse the larger your application gets. So, we all love feature creep. We all love continually adding, working with. But, if you don't have a strong architecture, those problems are going to get massive. And we're going to have a big bubble. When it pops, it's going to look like a nightmare.
Exactly. Sweet. So let's continue on. All right. So the first thing we got is going to be web development, guys. I know a lot of you guys are web developers here or want to become web developers. Let me know in the comments below if that is my correct understanding. But in web development, obviously, some of the technology stacks that we're going to use is, for example, like obviously HTML, CSS, right? Let's go back. CSS, JavaScript, right? In terms of frameworks, you're going to use things like React, Angular, Vue.js, and so forth. Those are probably the top most three. But the best one, as we know, is which one?
It's React, boys. You know it.
It is React, exactly. We're a big fan of that. I know Sunny is a big fan of that. Guys, drop us some fire for React and for Sunny down in the comments below. Sweet. So now I want to dig deeper in terms of what are some requirements, right? Because we want to introduce you guys, like, what do companies actually look for? What do companies actually look for when they are searching for, right, web developers, right? And the big thing that I would say, we've laid out some of these big specific requirements. So Logan, give us some examples. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Let's walk through the text on the left-hand side. So this is going to be for a React JS developer position, and I pulled this off of LinkedIn from a Canadian company up here. And so if we just look through the bullet points, you're going to see some things you're probably already familiar with. So what they're looking for is they're looking for knowledge of JavaScript, CSS,
Right.
HTML, and they say and front-end languages, but you guys know that everything is kind of like JavaScript, CSS, HTML. We just work within frameworks. Knowledge of React tools. You guys are learning that when you're doing your React challenge, when you're following our builds on the YouTube channel. You're learning React tools. You're learning things that are going to be relevant to this position, such as React Redux and working within the context API. Going down, you're probably going to need some general knowledge of interface design. You're going to have to know how to kind of like structure things, lay them out, use things like Adobe XD, working within that, creating awesome prototypes and wireframes. You're going to have to know how to debug things within the browser, which means your knowledge of the browser and a little bit of how the internet works should also be up there. And the rest is kind of like good communication skills, of course. And I want to drop to the last bullet point, which is an important one. Git and knowledge of version control is a critical part of how you get yourself to the next level, where people are going to be willing to give you a job inside the space. So really, guys, if you're just starting out as a programmer, what I want you to do is I want you to really take this to heart. Every time you work on a project, I want you to initialize a Git repository, and I want you to regularly commit your code updates to your repository. Every time you enter in like a new module, anytime you enter in a new class, a new function, and you know it works, you've tested it, do a Git commit, make sure you save it. And then what I want you to do, make a GitHub account, push everything to your GitHub, make sure those repositories are public and people can see that.
So just to recap, kind of, which I was like, oh, I'm not muted right now. So just to recap, what you guys need is, number one, obviously we talked about, right, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, right? You need to know a little bit of UI UX design, right? So that comes with experience. You need to know, obviously, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, right there. These three components are the core pillars, and it is actually something that we teach, we teach in Profit with JavaScript, which, by the way, we're going to launch on Sunday, September 13th at the webinar, which go ahead and sign up for the webinar. We're going to be launching PWJ, Profit with JavaScript, on that day, where you guys will be able to actually learn technologies like React, technologies like CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and become web developers if that is what you want to be. Okay. So now with that, besides obviously React and UI UX, right? We talked about a little bit about version control, which is obviously the very important part, right? Version control, making sure that you can save your code and have different versions of your code. Very important, right? We also talk about what's another thing that you really need to know. You need to know REST, right? So REST is also very important, right? Being able to create like APIs as a web developer. Another big thing, really important is what? Anything else?
Event handling. We need to know DOM manipulation. We need to understand how to change node elements inside the browser.
DOM manipulation, right? Very important as well. But right behind the core pillars, behind all of this, right? You're probably thinking to yourself, oh, there's so much to learn. Like, what do I do, right, with that? Well, honestly, learning this stuff, guys, is actually not that hard. This stuff will come through time as you build what? As you build
projects, guys.
Projects.
Always be building projects.
Boom, right there. As you build projects, guys, that is the core we talk about so much here. You have no idea, right? So that's why we built the Amazon clone. That's why we introduced the Amazon clone with this React.js challenge and so forth, because all of that gets built, all the knowledge you will accumulate over time, right? So when you see this kind of stuff, don't think that, oh, there's so much stuff to learn. Just think of it as like, it's good to learn opportunity. It's going to be fun. Let's get into it. All right, next up. Now, question is, do you need a degree? I don't know. Do you need a hug? Hey.
Yeah. It's a relatable feeling, You never want to be in that position. You feel like you need to go out and do 4 years of work. That's tough.
Yeah, Abid is like I'm learning coding for fun. Space Cadet says like I am pumped. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. C4 Code says version control is really amazing. Yes, 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 guys. So good to see you all in here. Sweet. All right, let's continue on. Hopefully, you guys will take a crack at this really funny GIF. We tried. So, do you need a degree? You don't need a degree. The short answer is no. Oh, hold on. This computer is like lagging. Short answer is no. You do not need a degree, guys. Okay. These days, having a degree in computer science is not a requirement, as you guys can see, to find a job in web development. Okay, there are many ways to teach yourself online, right? Which is, through pretty much anything, through YouTube. If you can teach yourself through YouTube, you can teach yourself through Prophet JavaScript, which, by the way, we are launching September 13th. So make sure you join the webinar down below, link in description. Okay, right? Also, for example, so just for that, according to last year's study and by Stack Overflow, almost 70%, right? 70, let me just put that on here. 70%, right, of all developers are at least partly self-taught.
Yeah.
That's
something I want to talk degree. We can all share with those who don't that there's no end to the amount of self-taught content that you're going to have to be going for. It's not as if by the end of a comp sci degree you've learned everything you need to know and you're good for the workforce. Actually, what tends to happen is you really realize how much you don't know, and like everyone else, you're still stuck Googling things constantly.
Yeah.
We're always going to be self-teaching ourselves.
Exactly. I personally am partially, basically 80% for me is, I'm self-taught as well. Logan, I feel like you're pretty much self-taught too, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the evenings, I'll be transparent with you guys. I'm learning machine learning on Udemy, so that's my self-taught. I'm extending the education that I got formally, and I'm making sure that it goes the distance.
It's so crazy. Rashan says, my uni teaches one class on web in 4-year curriculum. That is insane. Wow. That is insane. So yeah, guys, right, 70% of all developers are at least self-taught, with 13% of respondents saying they are exclusively self-taught. Less than half have a degree in computer science or a related field. Less than half of all developers have a computer science degree, which is dang. Right, I think that just says a lot, right? And specifically now, as we kind of go forward, check this out, guys. Right, so Google here, right? Google here says, do you need a computer science degree to be a Google software engineer? No, a CS degree does not require. So no, a CS degree isn't required for our software engineering or product managing roles, right? Just like.
I mean, that's it right there, guys. They say it in clear text. You do not need a degree to work at Google.
And it's actually really funny because they changed this specifically. They changed this not too long ago. This whole thing where you don't need a computer science degree, Google, Facebook, right? All these companies said, sayonara, baby. We don't need your degree. I don't know why I just said it like that. But you get my point. You get my point, man. Let's keep going. So Google, for example, here's a good example from Google. Software engineer is a front-end developer, right? They say here, for example, you do need a bachelor's degree in computer science or a really technical field, or right here, let me make sure that you guys can see that, a equivalent practical experience, 1 year of work experience, right? So experience counts so much more than, for example, like a computer science degree that they talk about here, right? And they're looking for like experience in JavaScript and one or more programming languages, including but not limited to like C, C++, Python, or Go, right? So, and obviously you need to do things like HTML, CSS, and so forth, right? So that is the big key here. You guys are laughing at my a lot of you guys are like laughing at my funny way I say things. Apple, go ahead, talk us through a little bit through here.
Yeah, for sure. So this position here, if you can read from the top, is for user interface and front-end engineer. It's at Apple. And so if you look at it here, there is no specific mention in the key qualifications to do with education. They don't ask for that. Instead, what they're asking for is 5+ years of software development experience. How do you get experience? It can really be anything, you build projects at home, you work with an employer, really, as long as you're working within the space and working on your technical skills. As we go down, it looks like specifically for a couple frameworks, Angular preferred, but could be React, could be Vue. So there you go. Those are the top 3 frameworks. If you know any of those 3, you're probably going to be able to answer some really relevant interview questions with Apple.
Exactly.
And as you go down, it looks like there's a little bit of API integration. So if you guys are familiar with APIs, how to set that up in full stack applications, you're even more enriched. You're going to be even a better applicant for a front end engineer position with Apple.
Yeah, so API, we talked about API, we talked about, React, we talked about, Angular, right? We talked about, right, just experience in general, right? All those things are going to get very big for these companies. Next up, Netflix, for example, senior software engineer, okay, does not require a degree. Senior software engineer does not require a degree. Like, what?
That is right? Like, you think like that old wise wizard who sits in the back, he's got that old gray beard, 60 years old, like knows everything. You think he has like a master's, at least a bachelor's, but no, actually, Netflix doesn't require that.
Yeah. So yeah, senior level full stack engineer with 5+ years of experience. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for experience, right? In any specific company. Let me go ahead and drag me down a little bit here. Right? They're looking for just simply experience, guys. In any job that I apply to, they're always looking, hey, what have you actually done? What have you actually done? That is a big question. Okay, so Netflix, senior level engineer, strong in Java, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, React, Node.js, and other JavaScript frameworks. And for example, if you can build RESTful APIs, that is amazing too. Which, by the way, we teach you all of that in Profit of JavaScript. Again, we're launching that, in our webinar on September 13th. So make sure you join the webinar on how to become a React JavaScript developer. Link in description below. Okay, let's continue on. Next up, we have Facebook. Go ahead and run us through this one, Logan.
Yeah, for sure. So again, guys, this is a front-end engineer position at Facebook. So let's jump down to the minimum qualifications. Right away, we see that they're looking for 5+ years of experience in 3 different fields, but nowhere in particular are they looking for it as a qualification or a requirement. What they want is they want you to know JavaScript, they want you to know asynchronous programming, they want you to know closures, and they want you to know ES6. They also want you to know your HTML and your CSS, and they want you to know it well. At the very bottom, they want you to know how to work with APIs in the browser, how to get information from other servers. If you know those three categories, you're set up.
Where are you reading that, by the way? Where do you read that? ES6, all this stuff. Oh, yeah. Closures, types, and ES6. I'm like, wait, where is this coming from? Okay, I got it. By the way, Frankie, just want to say, bless you. Yeah, so he sneezed. All right, so 5 years of JavaScript experience, it's insane. Again, they don't talk about the computer science degree, which is again, it's great. It's great to hear that companies are finally switching. Next up, let's go ahead into a different route now a little bit, guys. This route is going to be towards video game developers. Drop in the comments, guys, if you want to become video game developers or have thought about that, right? Because that still is also a possibility, right, in web development. There's just so many fields you can go into, and that's just one of the paths that you can go in, right? Now, very important, guys, before we go on, right, very important, I will say that, right, we talk about you don't need a degree, right, and so forth, right? Degree is still helpful. That's still fine. So if you have a degree, that's all good. I have a degree. Logan has a degree. A lot of you guys might still want to get a degree. That's not a problem. But one thing for certain is that you still need hard work. Period. Okay. So you still need hard work. At the end of the day, that's what matters. Okay, guys. So with video game development here, Elias says, I'm currently into Unreal Engine. That is amazing. We have here. Alexander says I'm 15 years old. I'm 15 years old and I have touched HTML, C++, and JavaScript and so forth. That's awesome. We also have Anas says just be trying to challenge myself. Yes. Who else wants to become a game developer, guys, huh? Let us know down in the description below. But let's continue on with this. So with video game development, you maybe know this a little bit more, Logan. Let's kind of run us through this.
For sure, guys. Sorry. The call cut out for a second, so I don't know where we're all exactly, but I'll give you a little rundown about video game development. So when I did my degree, I did take a course on video game development, and that game development was using Unity. If you Google Unity, it's an open source game engine that anyone can download, anyone can work with, and anyone can learn from using the tutorials on Unity's website. You can build all kinds of games, and the ones that I want you to think about are all the games that you see on Steam, all the games that you see on Epic Games, all those indie games that are made by small studios and less than 10 people.
Yeah, look at this, guys. Just some examples of games built by Unity. Okay, I personally have not built games by Unity, but I have friends who built it, and it is unreal in terms of what you can do with it. Just an example here: Nomad's Island, Baymax. Oh, there we go. I love Baymax. Sender, Trinity. We also have Coco VR. No way. Guys, who here has done VR? That is insane. Battle Scar, right? And so many more applications, right? Drone, Rick and Morty or Virtual Reality. No way, did not know that was built in.
Big game that's in that showcase, by the way. If anyone is a big person on Twitch, Escape from Tarkov is a big game that was #1 on Twitch as far as streaming.
Which one? Where is it? Where is it?
Escape from right-hand side, right column.
Okay.
There you go. One with the guns. The guy wearing the hat looks.
Escape from Tarkov. This one? Oh, dang.
That's a huge game. That one was #1 streamed on Twitch for at least 2 months, maybe summer last year.
Insane.
So Unity is definitely more than powerful to create games that go to the top of the charts and make you tons of income.
Nice, beautiful, guys. So it's a very powerful tool. So if you're looking into game development, definitely look into Unity. That is gonna be a very powerful tool for you. And then you can obviously go on to different other technologies in terms of building games. So let's go back to our presentation here. Just an example, some games developed by is like Hearthstone. I'm not a game developer. Wait, hold on. I'm just make sure I'm actually showing you Hearthstone. So I'm actually not a game developer, but yeah, not a game developer, but I appreciate the time and work it takes to build this stuff.
I listed some resources for you guys. If you're on the stream, you want to know where can I learn game development. So I have them just at the bottom. So if you're doing Unity, they have tutorials that are freely available for you to learn Unity on their website. They're very good. They're actually the ones that my professor had us use to learn the content for our course, and they did very well.
Yeah. Let's look at some job requirements, guys. So for what I've seen with job requirements, I've seen that yes, some do require a degree. For example, here, right, the position is open to recent undergraduates and recent graduates. So some do require a degree, but not all require a degree. It's very important. And I want to actually really quickly go into it and actually want to find, a game development position, right? Game development job with you guys. So game development job and see what they got. So for example, junior game developer right here, Santa Monica, because we're currently right near Los Angeles. Junior game developer. Let's see what they got. So junior game developer, Mob Crush, let's go.
They always have the best names, man.
I'll just love that name. Mob Crush, let's go.
Just like hey.
That just sounds so good. Let's see. So job description. Santa Monica, work in the web development team. Let's see. So, for example, responsibilities, preferred skills, bachelor's degree in computer science or games, bachelor's in computer science or game technology. Looks like some do require a bachelor's degree. Let's see what else we got. Do we have any that don't require a bachelor's degree? I'm sure we do. Senior game developer, that will probably require a degree. Let me see. Bachelor's degree or equivalent experience, right? So this is what a lot of people are saying now, right? Or equivalent experience, bachelor's in computer science or equivalent experience. So like here, senior game engineer at PlayQ. What about like Unix? Let's see, Unix. Ooh, Unity game developer.
Unity, not Unix, two different things.
I know, yeah. Unity game developer. Yeah.
Just fix your typo.
Oh shoot. Unity can fame. Hey. Alright.
Almost, guys. One more character.
What?
Almost go back to the.
Dang it again. Damn. My bad.
There you go.
My bad, bro. Alright. A remote Unity game developer. Let's see. Create unit tests, validation, remote Unity game developer. Doesn't really say what the requirements are for this specific one. Software development engineer in test. That's actually at Unity. Wow, that's gonna be an epic one. Actually at Unity. Apply on LinkedIn. This one should be like apply to remote. Let's see. Let me see. This is the one. Remote Unity game developer. Doesn't really say what. It just simply says.
C# expert.
C# expert right there. That's what it says. Let's see. Unity developer, left field labs. Let's see. Keep going. Responsibilities. This one says also computer science degree, equivalent degree. Dang, really, game developers? Come on, tone it down a little bit.
They're a little stingy, man.
Everyone wants to work in game development. I'm like, I almost kind of want to become a game developer just to prove it to them that you don't need a degree for that shit. And sorry for cussing.
You definitely don't.
Let's see. I'm sure we can find something. Right there. All they're looking for is 5 years of. They're looking for 5 years of professional work experiences. Bachelor's degree or related. Something related to bachelor's degree. Yeah, so you can see for game developers, it's like iffy. Sometimes they need a degree, sometimes they do not, but there's still a lot of possibilities. At the end of the day, if you know what you're doing and you build something amazing, you're going to get it no matter what. So that's one thing to consider. All right, let's continue on really quickly here. So we got game development, guys. I know you said a lot of you guys have talked about not a lot of you here in this chat actually want to become game developers, which is totally fine. You guys all want to become React.js developers right there. Let's go ahead. Yeah, so and based on some statistics for game development, it looks like we do have a lot with bachelor's degrees and master's degrees, but again, it's really quickly switching up to where you don't actually need one. As Google says you don't need it, as Facebook says you don't need it, and so forth. All right, AI field, guys. A lot of you guys are excited for data scientist field. Let us know in the comments below if that's something that you're into. And before we go, please go ahead and smash that like button and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, guys. But smash the like button. Let's go ahead and get this up. How many likes do we have? 207. Let's get this up to 500, guys. I know you guys can. I know we can. So run us through the timeline here, Logan.
Yeah, for sure. So AI kind of started even towards the beginning of computing. So this is kind of like post World War II in the 1950s. So you'll see, I want to point out in 1964, Eliza was the first chatbot developed, and it was developed at MIT. That was in 1964, guys.
Wow.
That's before
that is insane.
That's before even C was created. So that's like they're working with stuff like Fortran, things that most people have never heard of, but it's ancient. Moving forward, a lot of stuff didn't really happen with AI from about like the 70s into the 90s, and I think that had a lot to do with kind of the limitations of hardware at the time. Mm-hmm. But moving forward into kind of like the late 90s, the 2000s, and definitely the 2010s, AI kind of kicked off as hardware accelerated. Mm-hmm. And so it looks like in 1997 we have Deep Blue, so we have a chess-playing computer that beat from, I think, is that IBM? Yes, IBM, and it defeats the world chess champion. So 1997, AI trumps the best chess player in the world. Oh, definitely. I
think Kazi will definitely like this one for sure.
Oh, I'm sure he'll love it. It'll, so moving into 2002, you guys see Roomba. So I'm sure you know about kind of like the robots that vacuum your house. Roomba was in 2002, and so that was an artificial intelligence that kind of tracks like the geospatial map of your living room and will vacuum the house. Moving into 2011, so a big 10-year jump roughly. We have Siri and the iPhone. In 2011, we have Watson for IBM, another question answering AI. Mm-hmm. We have Eugene, which is another chatbot. Then we have Alexa in 2014 with Amazon. Mm-hmm. And then moving forward, we have Tay, which is now Microsoft's AI that you can talk to. And in 2017, we have AlphaGo, which is Google's. It's their AI that they use to beat the best Go player in the world.
Yeah, nice. So you can see as we go on, right, a lot, we are getting a lot more complex and we are getting a lot more smarter with this, right, between Alexa. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have an Alexa in your home, and I know it's so useful, imagine, really in the future just kind of being like, oh, Alexa, take me to the moon. I don't know, but
I mean, I want my AI to like start the car for me in the morning so it's warm in the Canadian winter, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I agree. All right, let's continue on. So where to learn? Let's go ahead. Some responsibilities or some requirements, right? Qualifications for this specific. I'm not gonna be touched too much, guys. But with AI, obviously, right, Python is going to be a big one. So let me go ahead and just kind of drop that down here, right, in terms of text, right? So you go ahead, Logan, tell me kind of what is a big one. Right? For example, I would say Python, right? Python language is going to be a big one.
When we're looking at Python for machine learning, especially, we're going to be looking at kind of like web frameworks like Django is somewhat relevant here, but definitely things like TensorFlow.
TensorFlow.
Yes. Moving into artificial intelligence that's not on the web, but maybe more for embedded systems like self-driving cars or autopilot in aircraft, so aircraft simulation, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be looking at lower level languages, so you might be looking at C, C++.
C++, okay. Then you're looking at, for example, like Python, right? You're looking, for example, like for this one, like MATLAB by any chance, or no? MATLAB?
Yeah, that'll be relevant for sure.
MATLAB.
Especially, I want to just tie in, guys, here that data science is 100% relevant to artificial intelligence. Usually, data science works with a smaller subset of AI, where we're looking at like natural language processing, we're looking at machine learning. But I mean, these are all AI concepts. This all kind of lives within the realm of AI. So I want you to think data scientists live within artificial intelligence.
Exactly. Okay, sweet. And then those are the pretty much, right? Those are the very big core pillars. And then obviously there's like the R language, right? Is it the R language as well?
Yes, R. Very, very popular data science language. Really powerful for working with large data frames, doing calculations, data cleanup, and the rest.
Exactly. Sweet. Okay, beautiful. So let's continue on. So that is some things you guys need to know. Suk, hi. Everybody says hi, Naz. Umar, hello. What is up? So good to see you all, like always. All right, some examples we took from online, right? Tesla here, for example, software engineering, computer vision, AI, right? In AI, what are some of the requirements they're looking into? This is literally, we took that just now, like literally a few minutes ago. So they want, yes, they say computer science degree, but check this out. A proof of exceptional skills in related fields with practical software engineering experience, okay? Right? Practical is the key. Practical, okay? So, also with that, a minimum of 3 years of experience with production level C++. So, for example, Logan talked about, right, C++, right? And generic programming are highly desirable. We talk about MATLAB. Look at this. Python, NumPy, C++. All those things are going to be very big key players. And here, for example, this is Elon Musk talking about how, right, all that matters is deep understanding of AI and ability to implement neural networks, if that's what NNS stands for, guys, okay? Neural networks in a way that is actually useful. Don't care, hold on, check this out. Don't care if you ever even graduated high school. High school, guys. They're like, Elon Musk, you don't need no high school, you're fine.
Just knock on his front door, man. It's like, hey, like I dropped out 10th grade, but hell, I can like make a self-driving car super easily.
Oh man. All right, let's keep going, guys. Okay, well, that's an interesting slide.
yeah, that was a funny joke.
That's an interesting slide one. Okay.
AI taking over.
What are you trying to say here? What are you trying to say here, Logan? Huh? Logan, what are you trying to tell us?
AI is going to take over the world. No, guys, but for real, the most powerful supercomputer in the world.
Take over the world. No, we don't want that. No, never mind.
The most powerful supercomputer in the world is about as intelligent as a cockroach, all things considered. So we're in no risk of what people talk about when they're in fear of AI taking over the world is if the machines can learn faster than the humans can learn, then they can outpace us, and then we have a problem.
Yeah, so we're still pretty smart, guys. We're still pretty smart human beings, okay? They will get to a point where maybe we not, there'll be smarter things, but we're still pretty smart. Alrighty, so next up, computer security, guys. Who know somebody says Skynet? Yeah, computer security, guys. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that. Computer security, it's another different field in software development, right? We talk about, right, that is why we do not get hacked all the time, right? A lot of our computers have a antivirus, right, installed. So that is where you have, for example, malware, right, phishing, password attacks. So trying to protect against those. And a lot of companies, like, for example, right, bank companies or credit card companies, they're gonna hire a lot for computer security. So guys, if that's something that might interest you, or if you are in computer security, let us know down in the comments. I'm really curious, right? But that's going to be one of the things that one of the jobs that are also very popular and is going to be getting more popular through time as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and just some requirements. Can we talk about some of the quick requirements really quickly here?
Yes, for sure. So just as a disclaimer, guys, computer security is kind of being on like the edge, I would say, of maybe what you're used to with software engineering and computer science. It's starting to get into the realm of networking, transferring data over the internet. It's also going to be within the realm of kind of understanding like protocols and working with lower level languages. However, what you can expect to have as background knowledge coming into it is an understanding of IT, maybe a bit of operating systems, understanding of the different kinds of attacks that you can do on machines. So those are listed here, 1 through 6. We have malware. There's stuff like regularly computer security people are doing what's called penetration testing to see if they can break through systems and kind of like impersonate data that should otherwise be correct.
Penetration testing? What is that?
I can't say I know 100%, but my understanding is penetration testing is essentially you have a system. Think of it as a wall, and so that wall is to represent security. And your job is to kind of like hit it with different kinds of attacks or different kinds of like data ways to kind of like break that wall. And so the idea is you want to break the wall and you want to see how you did it.
Break the wall? So see if you can break the wall, basically.
Essentially, if you can get past the security.
Okay, can you get, and actually a lot of companies actually pay a lot of money for that. Can you get past the security? So for example, I know Apple, as an example, will pay you, I think, thousands of dollars if you can actually find a security loophole in their system, right?
And those
so, go ahead, keep going.
Those are called bug bounties. So if you Google bug bounties here, you'll see how much money companies are putting up, tens of thousands of dollars to see if you can find major flaws in the system.
Really? Bug bounties?
Yes, Google bug bounties.
Hold on, let me see. Bug bounty. I'm actually very curious. How much is that? Bug bounty list. I've never actually looked into this kind of stuff, guys.
There's entire communities of what's called white hat hackers. These are people who hack professionally, but do so in a way where when
I don't hear you, Logan. Logan, you looks like you're muted. Hello? You're muted, Logan. That's fine. Can you get the... Let me see. Can I hear you? Talk? Hello? Talk? I don't hear you. Hello. That's okay. So, yeah, go ahead and try and fix that if you can. If you can't, we'll keep going. So, bug bounties, you can see. Let me see. What are some great examples of bug bounties? Bug bounty. I don't know, we're just looking, it's gone, guys. Guys, let's all hype up this round to bring Logan back. Let's go. Go ahead, guys. Yeah, Logan, try to rejoin if you can. If you can, that's completely fine, but try it one more time, guys. But let's bring up Logan back into this chat. But while Logan is trying to figure out his stuff, we're gonna continue on, right, and do our stuff. So bug bounty examples. I'm very curious, because I haven't looked at bug bounty examples. Wow. How I hacked Facebook and received $4,500. Wow. How I hacked Facebook and received $3,500 bug bounty. Insane. I was actually working finding flaws on Dropbox to begin, and I noticed when using their web interface, there was some restrictions on what file names that were allowed. If you try to rename a file name, for example, to this, okay, it was not possible. You get this error. But if you instead connect a local directory, create a file there, and sync it, you got it inside Dropbox without any problems. Holy moly, no way. I selected the file and I synced to Dropbox, and it was called blah blah blah, and shared it. Nothing awesome happened except the file being shared. But then I clicked the share link in the entry. Bam, the title of the entry was not escaped correctly, and I was able to get the stored XSS triggered. I'm not sure what that means, but using the files in my Dropbox, I could inject script code that was no way. So basically, guys, what he was able to do is he was able to inject script code with the files that he uploaded to Facebook. That is insane. So that, I mean, this is not, I'm not saying go do this. This is not good, guys. I'm not encouraging you guys to go out and hack, but this is, you can find flaws in different systems, right? That is a really cool part about this. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. Let me see if we can still get Logan back on here. Maybe not. We'll see. If not, okay. All right, let's keep going here. All right, so for that, here are some examples that we found in this specific All right, let's go ahead right here. So cybersecurity analyst, that is one example from Microsoft. And if you, let's go ahead. If you look at the qualifications that Microsoft looks for, so 2+ years of hands-on experience in either security operations, threat detection, analysis, incident response, and secure network design. So again, they're not looking so much for computer science degree. They're looking so much more for experience. Logan, if you are trying to get in touch, go ahead and call me, because I cannot for some reason call you right now. All right, so go ahead and call me and I'll just pick up. Yep, let's hack NASA. Let's not. Let's not hack anybody. That's not what we're trying to do. Embedded systems, guys, another field, a potential field for developers. Okay, another potential field for developers. So embedded systems are systems that do not run operating systems. Okay, so for example, like let's say you have a watch, right? So let's say you have a watch right here. You have a watch and it's a Casio watch and it just simply shows you time. That is an embedded system. Okay, for example, a car, and I'll show you an example right here. A car. Logan's calling me now. Let's see. Logan, can I get you on here? Why is it? Let me see. Come on. Man, my Skype is like frozen dead. My Skype is just frozen dead. Doesn't know. Huh?
Force quit.
Skype. Force quit. Quit Skype. It's not quitting Skype, man. Alright. Force quit. Oh, never mind. It quit Skype. Yeah, let's go. I quit Skype. Alright, good. Alright, so then I gotta bring Skype back up. Alright, I'm back up on Skype. Let's see, Logan. I'm calling you, Logan. Alright, I got you. So while I'm trying to get a hold of Logan, let's see if we can. Oh, is Logan on here? Logan on here? Connecting. Looks like it's connecting, guys. It's connecting. Let's go. Guys, give us a fire for Logan. Hey.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hey, Logan, what's up? Wait, but we can't see you just yet.
That's weird because my camera's on. I'm gonna try and fix this.
All right, trying to fix it. If you can't, it's fine.
I mean,
Nope, we still can't hear you, Logan. All right, I'm gonna continue on with the presentation. So embedded systems, right? That is gonna include, for example, building up your Raspberry Pis, building up the systems through there, Arduino, right? So for example, when you build digital cameras, that's an embedded system. When you build DVD player, that's an embedded system, right? Any appliance in your home, that's an embedded system. Gaming consoles, set-top boxes, routers, those are embedded systems. And for example, in a car is an example here, okay? Everything inside the car, for example, airbag system, the powertrain, right? For example, when you go ahead and put the foot down, right, and it needs to know how much exactly it needs to accelerate, that is part of an embedded system, okay? All right, let's continue on. And here are some things you need to know for embedded systems if you want to go into that field. You have, for example, C++, JavaScript, Python. Oh, let me show you, make sure I'm showing you. C++, JavaScript, Python, Java, and so forth. I'm not sure if you guys seen this, but here's the airbag system that I was talking about, the embedded system for cars. All right, so that is something that you would be looking into, building with. For example, using it if you like Arduino boards, right? And if you're into that, you will be building it through that. Let me know in the comments, guys, if that's something that interests you. For me personally, physical things for some reason don't interest me as much. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of those. Let me see. Skype is just...
yeah, can you see me now or can you hear me?
No, I can hear you, but I can't see you though.
Oh, weird. I just unplugged my camera and replugged it in to make it work, and I can see myself in Skype, so it's weird that it's not showing
I don't
up
see
here.
on Skype. It's alright. We'll have Logan as a voice, as an extra voice, guys.
Okay, can you screen share in Skype, Naz?
Oh yeah, let me see. Maybe. Where is Skype? I can't screen share because it just says connecting. Alright, hey, Logan, you're just gonna be with us here. So, as an example of an embedded system, Tesla went ahead and uploaded their job posting, embedded software engineer for gateway, where you are going to be delivering high quality C code in real time embedded environment. So for example, in terms of cars, you might be working on things like, engine control, right? Maybe brake control, right? And so forth, right? So it's the communication behind the brakes, behind basically between the brakes, between you using the gas pedal and all of that. That is what embedded systems, as a embedded system, you're going to be working on. All right, experience requirements. Here, check this out. Experience in embedded development in robotics, real-time controls, or system software. So basically, again, they're not looking for a degree, right? So he's very particular about that. And fluent in software fundamentals, including software design and maintainability. So just an example. Now let's get into DevOps, a really good one. DevOps, I personally love DevOps, guys. It's not something I'm good at, something I really want to get much better at. But let me go ahead and quit Skype just so, because it looks like it's just not working. So DevOps is the whole process, right? It is the whole process behind application development, okay? So an example, right? The whole process of application development includes planning, building, continuous integration, deploying. So the continuous integration is when you basically go ahead and test. You have CI that tests your app, right? So it tests your app, and then it goes ahead and then it deploys that app, right? So that is continuous integration, okay? So with CI, for example, you can use things like Jenkins and JUnit and so forth. Then you deploy your app down to like Docker or to Amazon, for example, EC2 instance, or maybe it's to Firebase, who knows? Okay, then you operate it, right? Wait. Operation is when you go ahead and actually, operation through Jira. It is when you go ahead and plan things out through Jira. That is planning, right? Continuous feedback, that's when you get feedback about your application, and then you continue on. So plan, build, CI, deploy, operate, and so forth, right? And that, my friends, is an embedded system. So you'll get to work on things like Docker, like Kubernetes, Eclipse, right, and so forth. Not Eclipse. Eclipse is not that in an IDE. Don't worry about that. Amazon S3, Amazon EC2 instances, right? That's when you can architect how the whole system works. You see that? That is where that comes in. So here's an example: site reliability engineer at Apple, right here in San Diego, California. Right, they're looking for 3+ years of managing site reliability engineer teams and supporting mission critical applications. 5+ years of experience there. 3+ years of hybrid cloud. So being able to go through AWS, Azure is going to be a really big part. So AWS is something that we will cover as well at some point too. Right, being able to understand NoSQL databases, right, and relational databases as well, very big part. CI, right, CI, continuous integration pipelines, right here. So again, these are, for me personally, I love these roles, and it's something that I haven't worked on, but I've worked on, as a developer, I've worked on continuous integration, I've worked on AWS, and so forth. So guys, who here in the comments? Logan is like, Skype servers are dying here, guys. Sorry, my internet is fine. Yeah, Skype, come on. We had Facebook who was trying to take us down. Now we have Skype who's trying to take us down. What is wrong with this week? Huh? Wait, Frankie's not here. I thought Frankie was here, guys, but he's not here. Anyways, let's eat some food. Alright, so. Alright. We are finishing up here. Almost done. And then we're going to take questions, okay, guys? Next up, databases. Sorry, 1 second. Gotta need some water. The water is good, guys. The water is so good. So databases, right? You've got your SQL, you got your NoSQL. So SQL databases are relational databases. NoSQL are your non-relational databases. Okay, and you can actually have a job in database management and so forth. So, but you'll know, for example, you'll have to learn things like PostgreSQL, MySQL, Amazon S3, Amazon Azure, Microsoft Azure, Firebase, right? MongoDB. those are going to be your key players, okay? And here's some examples from TD Ameritrade in terms of, right, database administrator. So DBA stands for database administrator, okay? They're looking for minimum 1 year database administration working experience building and deploying administrative distributed Oracle databases. So with this type of work, it's actually pretty fun. It's you being able to go ahead and create a database schema. So here's an example of what I mean by that. Here's a database schema. Database schema. Database schema. Let's go ahead. Database schema. There we go. Here's database schema. Here's an example. So for example, you will be building a schema like this. This is a relational database schema. I know it looks scary, but don't get scared. Very important, guys. Okay. What you mainly as a database administrator, what you will have to understand is, okay, how from the top level view, what data does our application need, right? What can we do with that data, and how do we go ahead and save that data in a database so that it is also very scalable, right? So it's one thing to have a database with 10 rows or 10 rows saved. It's another thing to have a database saved with millions of rows. And I've worked with both, with smaller databases and large databases, right? So that is going to be, and you have to think about, okay, well, you have to think about, here's an example. Frank, can you take a quick video for me, Frankie? Thank you. So let me I'm just I want to introduce you guys as much as possible in terms of what I know. So you can see here as an example, let's say you have a database schema looks like this, and I start out with a user right here, right? A user has a user password, username, user email, right, and so forth, right? And the user now has, for example, let me look at this, comments. So let's say now a user has comments right here, okay? And so now you have a separate table for comments as well, which is right here. And that has a comment ID and user ID, user type, comment text, and so forth, right? So again, right, then from comments, let's say you also have, let me see, assignment. So a user might have an assignment, right? And that has a assignment ID, right? You know, is it reviewed? You know, the user ID and the assignment ID initial as well. And so you have to be the person to actually understand what data and how am I going to save this data properly in the database. Personally, it's actually something really fun. And that's something if you're interested in actually doing, let me know down in the comments, right? Let me know down in the comments if there's something you want to learn, how to, for example, build a database schema, how to build, we call them ER models, okay? Let me know down in the comments, and that's something that we're looking into, actually providing that kind of content to you guys right here on this amazing YouTube channel. Alrighty, sweet. Let's keep going. Let's go ahead and exit this out. Next up, so this is to TD Ameritrade, right? Example here. Next up. So I know this is way too much. This is a lot has been just given to you. Okay? Let me know in the comments if you're a little bit like, holy moly, what is going on? What do I go from there? So, degree, no degree. That is the question. Okay? Degree or no degree. From what we have learned, both are going to require a lot of studying. Both are going to require a lot of work. You can see have Frankie in the back. Hi, Frankie. Both are going to require a lot of work, right? Degrees are something required in the corporate, more traditional world, but the world is changing, guys. The world is changing really quickly, right? 40 degrees are expensive, between $40,000 to $120,000, depending on the tuition cost, right? But now with self-taught, with Codecademy, with YouTube resources like this that you have here on YouTube, right? With Profit JavaScript course, which by the way we're going to launch this Sunday. People are starting to realize you don't actually need that. You simply just need the experience, and you simply just need the projects, and you simply just need hands-on experience. That's the most important part. And so if you're someone who wants to be their own boss, a college degree may not be necessary for you. Self-taught can be a fraction of the cost, less than $1,000, and you can start making your own income. So let me know down in the comments, right? Let me know down in the comments if you still think a degree is going to be for you. Personally, for me, here's one big thing. Oh dang it, I keep doing this. Command W. File, reopen, close tab. One big thing that I want to talk about, guys, is here's a big issue. Here's a big issue. What I will say is, as someone who's self-taught, okay, what you here, let me put this again, self-taught, right, taught. One big thing you need to understand is the fact that you need to be, if you want to be self-taught and not go a degree route, you need to be disciplined, right? You need to be hard worker. Obviously, that's going to be for any case. And being able to push yourself nonstop. Have passion. The reason why I say for self-taught is because the discipline is going to be the hardest part, right? As a self-taught developer, you have to be the one to push yourself to do those projects. You have to be the one to actually, right, to create opportunities for you. Versus if, for example, if you're going to go to the degree route, right, a lot, as it will be provided for you, right? So projects will be provided, right? You still need to, you still hard work required, right? All that is required, of course, and you still need to push yourself. In any case, you still need to push yourself. But that's a big key thing that I've seen between self-taught and, when you have a degree, okay? You're self-taught, you have to be extremely disciplined. So if you're watching these videos, guys, and if you're doing the clones with us, if you go ahead and you're building these projects, it is extremely important that, you build the projects yourself too. Don't just watch, but actually build them to complete entirety, okay? And then make sure to share with us as well, right? So that's going to be the big part that I want to touch on, okay? And obviously, of course, make sure to share this as, tag me, Logan right here, Logan or Naz right here. Tag us in, and obviously Sunny and Kazi and Frankie or Aaron, tag us in your projects. We love to see all of them, guys. But at this point, guys, we're pretty much done. I will go ahead and take questions if you guys have any questions. And that's pretty much it, guys. We are done, as they say at the end. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will love to answer them, guys. So Frankie, we got any questions? Have you been able to see any questions they have?
Let me see if there's one more. Did you share the training already?
Check it out.
I don't know if you answered this. Without a degree, you can be a freelance web developer, something you can achieve from being self-taught. The main problem is getting first-time clients. How do you have any advice on solving that issue?
Let me see. Where's that one? How do you advise? There we go. Let me see. I got it. Boom. All right. So, without a degree, a freelance web developer is something you can achieve by being self-taught. The main problem is getting first-time clients. How do you advise on solving this issue? So yes, you are right. Getting your first client is going to be the hardest thing out there, okay? That is going to be your breaking point. To solve this issue, it's not going to be simple. It's just you're going to have to keep iterating and keep doing until you get that first client. Now, one way to help you out with that is actually to go ahead and get a client, to try to get your first client through people you might know. So I always say, for example, when you're starting out in freelancing, okay, I always say, guys, call anybody you know and ask them if they're looking to get any job done, or they know anybody who needs to get their job done, who needs freelance work. Call them up. Here's why. Because in freelancing, trust is the most important thing. That's the one thing I've realized in freelancing. I've done freelancing for about a year, right? About a year until I, kind of started coaching you guys and started, doing right profit with JavaScript, and teaching about development, right? And getting the first client was the hardest, but I actually partnered up with a friend of mine, and we went ahead. What we literally did is we had someone who gave us work, and because we had the trust with them, and that was our first client. And once we got to the first client, then again the second one and third one was a lot easier. Okay, so that is how I would say how to unsolve that issue. Another way you can solve this issue as well, and just gonna as I'm talking through here, another way to solve this issue is right. What did we touch on? We touched on right. Talk to people talk to people but also don't forget, very important is right, just keep going. Like, just keep going. Don't stop at just one proposal, right? Sometimes you have to submit 100 to 150 to 200 proposals to actually get that first client. And then what you will start to see, for example, maybe one way to get your first client is also lower your price. I know it's a hard thing to do, guys, because we don't want to price ourselves low at all. But if you're charging, if nobody really knows who you are and you're charging $100 an hour, right, that's going to be pretty hard to get that, for example, on Upwork or freelancing, okay, or freelancer. Versus if you were to charge like 15 initially. For example, when I was starting out, I was told, and that's what I did. I was told to start out with 15, for example, an hour. So like, for example, at 15 per hour. And then I moved up from 15 to 25 to 40 to 50 and so forth. Okay? But we started with 15, pretty much 15 an hour. And when you get to that low, then, getting that first client is a lot easier because you're just the person who's like, I'll do the work. And then actually, there was one client from me where I was like, I'll do it for free because I really need that first experience. Yeah. So that was very interesting. Don't do, doing it for free is good, okay. But if you can charge, for example, a lower price, like 15 an hour and so forth, that's going to be good too. What is the least price? Let me go ahead. Let me look another one. What is the least price you should charge for a contract job? Like I said, guys, it really depends on who you are and what you do. Let me see. Let me go ahead. What is the least? Where is it? What is? Boom. I'm going to show it to you here. All right. What's the least price you should charge for a contract job? Depends on where you are and depends on where you are. If you're in USA, for example, and you're just starting out, 15 an hour is a good way to go. 15 an hour, then you can move up from there to 20, 25, and so forth. If you are somewhere outside, you might be looking at potentially somewhere lower, right? Depends on the location, but it also, honestly, do not underprice yourself as well. Because some people, you might not know where your location is. If you have, for example, a client in USA, right, you might be able to charge higher. So it's really hard for me to just tell you an exact number. You have to really play around with it. But if you're, for example, in USA, you want to try it out with 15 and see what works out. If 15 is a bit, if 15 is a bit too much, because for example, you see that yourself, you're not getting enough clients, or you can't get one client at least, then lower your price. It's as simple as that. All right. But once you've got that first client for that price, very important, guys, very important here. Once you've got the client for that price, increase your price. Increase your price every single project you do, and keep increasing your price. Very important, guys. All right, next up. Another question. Well, what's good way to kill? All right, Pedro asks, let me see. Oh, God, it's so hard to. No. Pedro asks. Boom, right there. Pedro asks, what's a good way to kill the coding challenge just when I'm extremely new to coding? I can write code and looking things up, but I can't sit there and do them. So Pedro, if you're in that specific, you just simply need to put in more time into it, right? So you need to build the projects themselves. So yes, you can look up things and so forth, but you need to understand for you, what's fun? Like, why is coding fun? Why is coding fun for you, right? Because at the end of the day, that is the very important. That's the key. If it's fun for you, right, and you enjoy it, you're going to keep doing it, and then you're going to get results. Now, if you enjoy it and you get results, my man, you're on another level, you know. But you have to look, okay, what's fun for me, right? Maybe you want to build, right, projects around game development, right? Maybe you want to build games. So you need to find what's fun and actually start doing that specific task. Maybe you want to build a game. Maybe you want to build a blog. Maybe you want to help someone else create a landing page, right? But you have to start, right, taking in the experience of building something from scratch. Not just following along, but from scratch. And we actually do that. We built projects from scratch in Profit JavaScript, which again we're launching on Sunday, September 13th. Make sure you check that out. Link in bio, guys. Right, we're gonna have a webinar on how to become a React.js developer. Very important. Link in bio, right, Frankie?
Yeah.
Link in bio. Frankie says, go to the link. Let's go, and we're go to the link, and we'll see you there. Sunny will see you there. Kazi will see you there, and we'll see. Maybe someone else will see you there as well. All right, let's see. Let's see what other questions we got. Integrated with the computer. Trying to see some questions. Guys, don't spam the chat. Yeah, there we go, because you're gonna be deleted really quickly. Do not spam the chat. I'm currently in a third-year degree and have 5-star on Code Chef, and can I get a job on Google or Microsoft with ease or not? Oh, that's a good question. Okay. Here. There you go. Here's my answer. I got a simple answer for you here, my friend. So I am currently in third-year degree and have 5-star on Code Chef, and can I get a job at Google or Microsoft with ease or not? I got a simple answer for you. One simple answer. Yes/no. You're gonna hate me for this. But look, you don't know if you're gonna get a job. I can't tell you that you will get a job easily, because I don't know, if you're passionate about this. I'm not sure how much you've worked, right? The only way for you to find out is to actually apply. Freaking apply, guys. Apply. Gangadip Singh. Make sure you apply. So just apply to a Google engineering job. Apply to a Netflix job. Apply to Facebook job. You guys literally need to do that, and then that's the only way you will find out. Don't think that, will I be good at this or not. You have to actually do it. When somebody asks me, hey, can I get a job at Google? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me. Did you apply? No. Well, that's the answer. You need to apply. I always say this, guys. It's such a big issue, guys. And you literally just look up on Google, for example, google.com, Google Careers. Right, let's look it up together. Google Careers. All right, software engineering. Let's go ahead and do San Francisco. Because why not? Boom. Next. Finish. Senior software engineer. Let's go ahead and do software engineer, service architecture, software engineer just in general, software engineer right here. Right. Clearly, click apply. Boom. Right there. Right. And you are right away in this. Right. Look at that. Set up your resume, contact details, address, phone number, degree, school name, right? Attending university, you can say no if you don't have it in a university. Just keep going, so forth, right? Work experience. What is your work experience? They look for that very much, right? And a cover letter, and that's it, guys. One page and you're done, and you've applied to Google, and then you'll find out if you can actually get in or not. You'll probably go through 5 rounds of interviews. You'll go through a few interviews, and then you'll be able to know. But you have to start with that. What somebody says, what about remote ones? Oh yeah, you can definitely find remote jobs. And actually, you can find remote jobs, for example, like on Stack Overflow. So Stack Overflow is a great job for remote Stack Overflow remote developer. Boom. Boom. Here's a guy. JavaScript full stack developer right there, full time, no office location, remote. Check this out, guys. All right, mid-level senior. Because due to the requirements, nowhere in here does it say about a bachelor's degree, which is a really cool part as well. Work closely with front-end and native developers building web views in React. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Hey, look at this. Right? JavaScript full stack developer, guys. What are you still doing here? You should be applying to this company right now. Look at this. Work closely with front-end and native developers building web views in React for our hybrid mobile applications. They're looking for driven, self-motivated software engineer with at least a few years experience in the industry and has strong experience with JavaScript and familiarity with NoSQL databases. It's so crazy to listen to it because that's actually something we teach. We teach you JavaScript, we teach you NoSQL like MongoDB, we teach you React, which is what you're gonna be working with. It's all in there. Look at this. You're gonna be designing performance-driven endpoints for a public API. We teach you Node.js to build APIs. What? Oh damn, look at these perks. Excellent health, vision, dental insurance. Yes, let's go. Oh wow, insane. Nice. There's a ton, like by Stack Overflow, you can search it up, remote. There's a ton of jobs, remote jobs right now, guys, that you guys can get. So don't think that there's not enough. All right, let's continue on, guys. I have any other questions? Please answer. I have a good programming skill, so do I apply for CS or other major to have 2 different skills? Why do you want 2 different skills? Let me ask you this question. Somebody said, Ahmed said. No, did not. So what would you recommend to become a full stack developer? Oh, that's a good question. Nikhil, what's up? Nikhil. My recommendation, heck yeah. Full stack. Yes. Right away. Full stack, I'm a big fan of full stack development. I am a full stack developer, guys. And what I can tell from experience is a full stack developer, you have a ton more, not only do you have a ton more confidence, but you also have a ton more opportunities. Why? Because you can apply for front-end jobs, you can apply for back-end jobs, and you can apply for full stack jobs. That's 3 different opportunities you can apply for, right? So as a full stack developer, on top of that, at your job, you will have the ability to understand other developers, right? So when I am working, for example, with a backend developer, I will be talking with a backend developer, right? For example, I'm currently a front-end developer, and I'm talking with a backend developer, and we're trying to create a feature, okay? Right? Because I know how backend development works, because I've done that before, I can fully understand, and the communication is so much easier. Communication is so much easier. Okay, you will be, now on top of that, you will be respected a lot. Expected, I mean, you're gonna be respected in either case, but you will also be the person who will be relied on, right? So they're gonna rely, because you understand both sides of the coin. They will know that, okay, this guy will not only will be able to take care of the front end, but he will be able to take care of the back end. And this stuff is especially important like when you are going into startups. Right? In startups, they're looking for that. That's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for someone who can do front end, back end, marketing. What else? What else are we, Frankie? Front end and back end marketing. I don't know. If you want to, pretty much anything you can do, you will have to wear 1,000 hats. That's what you will do. So yes, 100% React plus Django is a great combination right here. React plus Django. If you want to do, for example, React plus Node.js, that works very well too. But as long as you're a full stack developer, hey, Sonny's in the house. What is up, Sonny? So good to see you, man. Let's go. I know I just got very loud. Sonny, what's up, man? Everybody say hi, Sonny, in the comments. So let's see. Any other questions, guys, before we leave on? We're almost done here. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions? I'm studying CS. Let me see. Right here. I'm studying. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I'm studying CSE. Please, it's just how can I start with Python, JS, and React JS? Very simply, join Profit JavaScript, guys, and join our webinar on how to become a React JS JavaScript developer, React JavaScript developer. Link is in description below. Make sure you join the webinar for Sunday at 11 a.m. PST, guys. So that's gonna be obviously that's one way, but in terms of another way, right, how to get started very easily, you can start it with tutorials. Start building some applications, start building some momentum. That's what I always talk about. Momentum equals action. Momentum equals action, right? With this React challenge, we provided momentum, right? We had you build an Amazon clone, and so you build that momentum. Okay, to now go on and build more clones, build a Spotify clone, build a Slack clone, right? We'll go ahead and join a coding community, right? Build that momentum, please. Do not just stop here. That's what you need to do, right? So if you need to go ahead and, right, and do tutorials, do that. If you need to build projects, do that. I mean, you do need to build projects in either case, but it just takes some work. And that is it, my friend. That is it. Let's see. What else we got? Sunny's like, join the webinar, guys. Let me see. Sunny, yo. Serious value bombs gonna be in that. Join the webinar, guys. Link in description below. We'll see you there. Sunny's like, and hold yourself accountable and get it done. Very important. Very important. Hold yourself accountable. Sunny asked, what about Vue? Vue is a really good framework as well, but we've got some pretty cool frameworks right now, which is React.js and so forth, and Node.js. Mernstack or Django? Mernstack or Django? Good question. Mernstack or Django? I would say both. Both are good. Here's what you think about it, guys. Okay, the more tools in your tool belt, the better you're gonna be. So if you now obviously you want to start out with one, right? So let's say if you know JavaScript, go the Mernstack route, right? Where you're gonna learn Mongo, you're going to learn Node.js, you're going to learn React, and so forth. Express, right? That's gonna be that route. If you know some Python, learn Django. That's it. So it's literally that easy. If you don't know any, you can start with React and you can start Node.js. That's gonna be your options. Got it? But obviously, your goal is to not only stick with one, your goal is to know your goal is to just like have experienced many different things and know what they can do. I've done Mongo, I've done Django, I've done React, I've done Angular, right? I've done a little bit of Vue, right? So you want to kind of like plant seeds. You kind of want to plant seeds little by little, right? See what they can do so that when it comes time to you do some serious work, you can pick it up like this. Hey, there we go. Sonia says, where are you from? I am actually from Ukraine, guys, if you're interested. Yeah, I'm from Ukraine. Was born and raised there and then came here about 15 years ago. Yes, 15 years ago. Let's see, what else we got? Any other questions before we land on? I think we're going to land pretty soon, guys. Nikhil is like, okay, let's join PWJ. Nikhil, you got that right, my friend. Nikhil, you were on point. You're on point. Nikhil says he wants to join PWJ. You hear that, Frankie? No. Oh, never mind. Frank, he wants to join PWJ.
Let's get him in.
Hey, let's go.
Come to the webinar tomorrow.
Come to the webinar tomorrow, guys. Come to the webinar tomorrow. Somebody asked, MongoDB or SQL? Let me see. MongoDB or SQL? No, that's not the one. That's not that one. MongoDB or SQL, you want to learn both for sure, right? Again, a lot of my answers are going to be both, guys, because as a developer, you should know a few different things. Let's see, deep learning engineer or software development engineer. I mean, you guys asked me, so here, deep learning engineer or software development engineer. I mean, depends. That's my answer. A lot of this is depends. Depends, guys. Nope. Oh, shit. My bad. Oh, bollocks. That's how you say it. Is that how you say it, Sonia? Oh, bollocks. I don't know. I don't have the accent or the British accent or anything like that. But in any case, so it all depends, guys. Right? When you do deep learning, you're gonna work a lot with data. So deep learning is gonna involve a lot of data. It's going to involve a lot of analysis. And so it really depends on what you like. If you like data, if you like analysis, for example, I have a friend who likes data, right? And she does data science. She works with data. She works with databases and so forth. Okay. Now, if you're into that, then you might want to get into deep learning. If you like to build front-end applications or back-end applications, then you want to go into software development engineer, right? So if you're gonna build, like, for example, applications like Facebook apps, right? Or for example, like Netflix front end, Netflix front end, Netflix front end, you're going to go more towards the route of a software development route. So again, really depends on what you guys like, okay? What you guys like. All right, let's see. In PWJ, do you help students with their first project? Of course we do, guys. We're there to help, guys. We help you guys nonstop, no joke. In PWJ, not only do we help, but hundreds of other, actually currently 1,500 other students help you out as well. Of course. That's what we're here to do, guys. Our goal is to be able to give 5,000 jobs to developers. No, to provide developers with 5,000 jobs. No, to have 5,000. How do you say this properly? To give like opportunities for developers for 5. No, that's how do you say this properly? To provide opportunities for developers to provide 5,000 jobs to developers. That's our goal, guys. Right? That's our goal. So yeah, of course we provide you that. I starting tomorrow. Hey, let's go. Sonia asked. Hold on. Nikhil asked. Hey, so in PWJ, we do full stack, right? And lots of projects, right? Can we have a quick overview for everyone on here? You guys will see that tomorrow on Sunday, September 13th, guys. So make sure you check that out. But yes, we do full stack. We do Node.js. We do React.js. We do JavaScript. We teach you the basics, right? We do crazy projects like building a blog, for example, like building a Twitter clone, for example, like building a Spotify clone, right? We teach you and we go dig deep into all those specific things. We teach you how to build a Google Maps project, right? That we took straight from Upwork, right? And so much more. This right here is a living and breathing product. Profit with JavaScript is a living and breathing product. It's not well, it's like you get it and that's it. When you get it, any improvement we build on top of it, you're going to get that as well. Hey, you're gonna get that as well. So we keep improving. We have coaching calls every single week, right? Where we provide to students, where we're building projects. Currently, for example, I am building a project, a Netflix clone with students. And so we are literally taking that from the start, from the beginning, from like core basics of HTML, basics of CSS, basics of JavaScript, and we're building up on top of that, okay? That's for beginners, but we also have a route for more intermediates, right? Which is if you want to go the React route. And so Sunny is taking care of that portion, right? Where he'll help you build a Spotify clone, for example, a Slack clone, any clones that, that you guys have been building, but digging more deeper into it, where you guys will be able to answer questions and so forth. We're going to do that too. So yeah, some really crazy stuff there happening. And I'm personally very excited about that. Oduo says, Google Maps project was awesome. Was a great one. Thank you. I'm happy you liked it. Beautiful. All right. Fartun, where do I start if I want to become a web developer? Start out with our profitable JavaScript course, but also start out with just building tutorials from YouTube. That's gonna be a good start for you. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end it at this point, guys. I was very happy to go ahead and answer a lot of your questions. You had so many questions. Let me see. Actually, I followed the Facebook clone. Now I'm working on a Microsoft Teams clone of my own using React. Wait, what? No way. Hey, let's go. Hold on. It says I worked on a Facebook clone. So Baku says I worked on a Facebook clone, and now I'm working on Microsoft clone. Microsoft clone right here of my own using React Router and a bunch of other stuff. Nice job. Nice job. That is epic. Give some fire and some claps for because I don't know how to say that properly, but you know. Alright, let's continue on. Alright, I'm a data scientist and use, let's see what else. Let's see. Okay, I'm a data scientist and use and love Python, SQL, Hadoop, and machine learning all day. I prefer software development aspect of my job. Big telecoms company. Do I need to know front end? If you like, for example, and you love Python, SQL, and Hadoop and machine learning, just keep going with that. If that's something you're into, keep doing that, Luke. Seriously. Again, a lot of this depends on what field. If you want, you can try, for example, React. You can try JavaScript, and because we've actually had a lot of students who have done like data science, then they've tried React, they've tried front end, and now they really like that portion too. There's no harm. What is the worst thing that can happen by you learning something new, huh? You tell me. I don't know. So yeah, so there's no harm in doing that whatsoever. But if you're going the route of Python and it's something you want to keep improving on, keep doing that. Really, go 10x on that specific topic, on Python, on SQL, on Hadoop, on machine learning, and then you'll just see yourself skyrocket like crazy, to the 10x squared, to the square root. No, that square root does not make sense. You're gonna take yourself to the, infinity and beyond, as we say, infinity and beyond. Alrighty, guys. Somebody asked, will AI take away our development jobs? No, it will not, guys. Maybe one day, we'll see. My thinking is no, it will not take our web development jobs. There will actually be more web development jobs created because now you need to build the AI. So there you go. That's going to be answer for that's going to be my answer there. Let's see. Any other questions? Are there any other questions? Guys, let us know. Let me know in the comments below if you've joined the webinar. Did you join the webinar for tomorrow? And are you pumped for tomorrow's webinar where Sunny and Kazi are going to be covering how to become a React JavaScript developer, guys. So if you're pumped for that, let me know in the comments below. And if you have joined that webinar. Did you join it? Frankie, tell them to join the webinar.
Join the webinar, everybody. You're going to get massive value bombs.
Exactly. So,
be amazing.
Frank is going to join the webinar too.
Kazi and Sunny are going to be there. Naz is probably going to hop in there.
Yep.
We're all going to be there.
Exactly. So, join the webinar, guys. Suk says yes. Let me see. Another question. Oh. I'm learning. Hold on. I'm learning JavaScript. Is it okay if I start React before Node.js? Yes, 100% it is okay. Okay. Reason why is because those are two different technologies. React.js is front end, Node.js is back end. If you know React.js before Node.js, that's completely fine. That's actually what most people probably will do because they will learn front end and then they will learn back end. So yeah, that's not a problem at all. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Make sure, let me know in the comments below again if you went ahead and you joined the webinar, yes or no. Give me a yes or no. Yes or no. Yeah, somebody said, Elise says, AI will take over the world and will take over clever program in the future. After a few years, you will see Naz bot teaching. That's hilarious. Hold on, I gotta screenshot that. That's hilarious. Ali says AI will take over clever programmer in the future. After a few years, you will see Naz bot teaching us. Maybe I'm already a bot. How do you know? Maybe. Oh my gosh. Menam says yes, I joined. Spiro says yep, I joined. That's sweet. Good to see you guys. Awesome to see you guys. So honestly, at this point, we're going to end this, guys. I hope you receive some good value from this. We are going to keep doing more live videos, more live calls throughout the week. All I know at this point, all I can say now, hope you have an amazing day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Yeah, I wish I had like some really cool outro song, but yeah. Frankie, that was awesome.